Have you ever felt so afraid that your heart started beating like a drum in your chest? The kind of fear that freezes your legs and whispers that you should turn back. Fear is powerful, but courage is even stronger. This is the story of a boy named Daniel. Daniel was 14 years old and lived in a quiet village surrounded by green hills and dusty roads. Life in the village was simple. Children ran through the streets laughing, farmers worked the fields, and the evenings were filled with the warm glow of lanterns. But behind the village stood something that filled everyone with fear: a forest. Not just any forest, but a deep, ancient forest filled with towering trees, dark shadows, and strange sounds that echoed at night. The villagers often told stories about it, stories of travelers who got lost, of wild animals that roamed through the darkness, and of whispers that seemed to come from the trees themselves. Daniel had always been curious about the forest. Every day, when he walked past it, he wondered what secrets were hidden behind those tall trees. But curiosity was always followed by fear. What if something terrible happens, he would think. So Daniel never entered, until one night, everything changed. A fire suddenly broke out near the forest. The flames spread quickly, carried by the strong wind. Smoke filled the air, and the villagers rushed to protect their homes. But in the middle of the chaos, someone noticed something terrifying. Daniel's younger sister, Mia, was missing. She had been playing near the forest earlier that evening, and no one had seen her since. The villagers looked toward the forest with fear. No one wanted to enter. The darkness was too deep. The danger felt too real. Daniel felt his heart pounding. His mind screamed at him to stay back. But then he imagined Mia, alone, scared, waiting for someone to find her. And in that moment, something inside him changed. Daniel realized that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the decision to move forward, even when fear is screaming at you to run away. With trembling hands and a racing heart, Daniel stepped toward the forest. Each step felt heavy. The trees loomed above him like silent giants. The wind rustled the leaves, creating eerie whispers in the darkness. Every sound made his heart jump. Part of him wanted to turn back, but he kept going, step by step, deeper and deeper into the forest. Then suddenly, he heard something, a small cry. "Mia?" Daniel called out. The crying stopped for a moment, then he heard it again. Daniel followed the sound through the trees until he saw a small figure sitting near a fallen branch. It was Mia. She had tripped and hurt her leg, and fear had kept her from moving. When Mia saw Daniel, tears filled her eyes. "Daniel, I was so scared," she whispered. Daniel knelt beside her and gently held her hand. "It's okay," he said softly. "I'm here now." But the danger wasn't over. The fire was spreading closer, and smoke began drifting through the forest. Daniel knew they had to leave quickly. With determination in his heart, he lifted Mia onto his back and began running. Branches scratched his arms. Smoke burned his lungs. The forest seemed darker than ever, but Daniel refused to stop, because courage had already taken control. Finally, they reached the edge of the forest. The villagers rushed toward them, relief washing over their faces. Daniel's parents hugged them tightly, tears in their eyes. That night changed Daniel forever. He learned something that many people forget. Fear will always exist. It will whisper doubts. It will try to stop you. But courage is the voice that tells you to keep moving anyway. And sometimes, the bravest step you will ever take is the one you take while your heart is still shaking. Subscribe for more motivational stories like this.